Hello and welcome to the OCVarsity Gridiron Extra Show. I am your host. I'm back. I'm Jonathan Khamis, coming off paternal leave, and I'm glad to be with the Gridiron Gang. To my left, Dan Albano. To my right, Steve Fryer.
We missed you. Oh man, we missed you.
That was really sincere.
Wasn't the same, Jonathan.
No.
I believe Dan more than I believe you. I don't know. Something about you, Steve. I don't know what it is. How long have you been at the Register? I hear you're the second most tenured guy there.
By about 1 month, I'm shy of being the longest tenured guy in the newsroom.
How about that? All right, Division 2. Division 3.
There are a few things we're missing.
What's that?
Is there some missing objects from the Register that Fryer might have?
I've got a few things around the house.
Stapler or two. Okay, Division 3. 10-1 Buena Park at 10-1 Edison. This also could be a game of the week, guys. This was moved over from OCC, correct? It's at Huntington
Yes.
Beach now?
Yeah, moved to
Breaking
Huntington
news.
Beach High School, and Mr. Boyce, the athletic director at Edison, says thank you very much to the Huntington Beach people for accommodating Edison that they can play the game there. It's a district state and don't have to pay rent. Just save a couple bucks. It's closer. Works out good.
I gotta give it out. One of my Twitter pals, and just a pal in general, Taryn, tells me that Dave White has a superstition that he doesn't like to play at Orange Coast College, and I wonder if that's part of it.
Oh, it's weird. They had some big wins over there.
Shout out to Taryn there,
Nobody in sports is superstitious. No such thing.
Yeah, that's a first. All right, a little history between these two teams. The Chargers beat the Coyotes 38-0 last year. That was a shutout win for Edison. But last week, guys, the Coyotes beat San Juan Hills, a team we really like, Dan. 27. Buena Park defense had 7 sacks. Meanwhile, Edison beat Newberry Park 49-24. Griffin O'Connor getting better as the year progresses, guys, with 4 touchdown passes and 3 rushing touchdowns. That was Edison's first playoff win in 3 years, and hey, they could be winning more and more as Dave White's coaching career comes to a close, Dan.
Yeah, Dave White versus Anthony White.
Oh, yeah.
2 coaches here and 2 hungry programs. We've talked a lot about how hungry those guys are at Edison playing for Coach White. Griffin O'Connor picked up an offer not too long ago from Indiana State, playing some great ball, and that really helps make them their offense more diverse and keep the defense on their heels a little bit, because you're going to have to do that when you have Cedric Daschle coming at you, and then the defensive end, County Player of the Year candidate on defense. But Buena Park's equally hungry too. They, like Coach White said in an article, why not us? And they're trying to break through, and they've been winning some quarterfinal games, got to the semis, but the winner of this one could be looking at the final trip.
Hey, Buena Park says, why not us? Edison could be a team of destiny, though.
Yeah, I know that whole Dave White's last year thing.
Father versus son, Steve.
Yeah, keeps flying in. Betty White will be there too. The grandma will be there as well. So that should be pretty good. But it's kind of setting up that Edison, it'll be so golden. And even Anthony White is a really good dude. Even, Anthony White, if he's going to lose to somebody, he's going to say, hey, if I'm going to lose somebody, it's nice to lose to a class act like Coach Dave White. But, man, Buena Park, maybe this is their year, they've got all the pieces in place. They beat La Habra, first time ever. So they're climbing up that mountain, and maybe they're on their way to the top.
Okay, time for the guys behind us. We are at Los Alamitos High School, and they will be at the Vet. They will be hosting Palos Verdes, 7-4 on the year. Last week, guys, the Griffins' Mike Magana had himself a game. Were you at this game, Steve? Yes. Magana. My bad. All right, he blocked a field goal. He made an interception to stop a Villa Park touchdown drive. He had a touchdown reception in a 19-14 victory over Villa Park. Meanwhile, Palos Verdes, their OC connection is they're the only team to beat Corona Del Mar this year, so they're really good.
Their coach, Guy Gardner, is a former OC coach.
There you go as well.
See?
La Quinta, I believe.
See, nothing gets by these guys. I'm off for 2 weeks. They already got ammo. All right, Steve, first of all, you know what, Dan, I'll go to you first. Your thoughts on this one. Los Al hosting at home. How far can Los Al go?
I think this is a winnable game. It's not going to be easy. Palos Verdes plays a nice schedule. I mean, they played Corona Del Mar, among others. They played Long Beach Poly, among others. Both these teams played Long Beach Poly. So, but, I think, the biggest question, I think, for Los Al on offense is going to be continue to run the ball. Coach Fenton has been challenging the offensive line. They've been responding. Keanu Norman's a very tough running back, they get diverse enough on offense. I think they got to play well on defense too. They got this time of year. You got to do both sides of the ball. But I think this is a winnable game for the Griffins.
Well, one thing, Los Al's obviously not very fired up, as you can hear by the background commotion.
That was one thing I was going to say, Steve. We're not watching, but we are feeling the energy from Los Alamitos. There is a brand new excitement, a brand new type of ball that Ray Fenton brings. I mean, the guy's a nut, Steve. He's out here practicing with the guys. You got to love him. He's a player's coach.
Yeah, I was watching him out there running around and stuff like that. Holy moly there, Coach Fenton. You know,
he's in good shape, better shape than you, huh?
Part of this game is that that was interesting to me when I watched Los Al beat Villa Park last week. How much better Hayden Smith had gotten in like 4 or 5 weeks of seeing Los Al football. I thought he was kind of like, an average, pretty good guy, but he was throwing the ball with some zing and getting it to guys and hitting them right between the numbers. Hayden Smith at quarterback, he's kind of coming up and getting better as the team's gotten better. I was pretty impressed by that quarterback, Hayden Smith, for Los Al.
There we go. All right, we caught up with Los Alamitos earlier. Here's what they had to say.
I mean, from the start, when we started with Pauly, we played exceptionally well, and even though we lost by 7, we still played really well, and I was like, wow, we might have something going here this season. And then we kind of just kept progressing this whole season. We blew out La Habra pretty well, and then from there on out, we just kind of knew we were a pretty good team, and we started playing like it, and hopefully we keep playing like that. We'll be good.
I know they like to run the ball a lot, so our defense has got to tackle their backs. I know their backs are pretty good, and from an offensive standpoint, we just got to execute and listen to the game plan and just attack and go all out.
Our team unity is what we really emphasize, and if we could keep coming together and really start playing for each other. It was kind of loose ends in the beginning, and they just kept coming and coming. And we kept preaching it and staying consistent with who we are and what we want our vision is for them. And it all came together on Friday night. That was by far the best we've played.
All right, guys, thanks to Los Alamitos for hosting us today on the Gridiron Show. Finally, Division 8, 2 9-2 teams going at it. 9-2 Yorba Linda at 9-2 Garden Grove. The Mustangs beat Kaiser last week, 45-12. Yorba Linda defense coming up strong, forcing 3 interceptions and 2 fumbles. Meanwhile, Grove beat Laguna Hills 34-24. The Argos defense also doing it big, forcing 4 turnovers and 3 interceptions. Dan, you were at that game. Is it going to be a defensive struggle?
It could be. Both these teams pride themselves on defense. Garden Grove's really flying around a lot. They're playing Liao Gauta, their big number 50 left tackle. They're playing him on defensive end of all places, but they got some athletes in the secondary, led by one of the guys I liked a lot. It was Mario Moy. They got some good athletes. Coleman at safety is a good player, but they're gonna, then they were challenged by a good running back from Laguna Hills. But I know Yorba Linda, who I've seen recently too. I saw them against Villa Park. They kind of feel like their defense has kind of gotten overlooked, and they're from a tougher league than the Garden Grove League. So that Crestview League and that cross conference. So this is going to be a real physical game, a lot of running the ball, and maybe Yorba's got a little advantage, better passing team, but Garden Grove's at home, and they have an advantage there.
I was just going to say that to you, Steve. Throw it to you with Garden Grove's at home, and sometimes that's what makes the difference when you have 2 similar teams going at it.
I like this Yorba Linda team an awful lot. The only 2 losses, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, are Villa Park and Elmo. Am I right? Elmedina and Villa Park. I like that little quarterback of theirs, Luke Wilson. He's not your 6'3" guy, who's, we've seen, we got so many great quarterbacks in Orange County, but that kid's pretty good. You'll check out Wilson's numbers at Yorba Linda. He's pretty good. He gets the ball in the end zone an awful lot. So, 45 points last week to beat Kaiser Fontana. So, yeah, their defense is really good too, but that offense can put them up.
All right, well, there's more action to talk about throughout Southern California and Orange County, but you have to check out OCVarsity.com because we have writers, photographers, videographers. Oh, wait, I'm the only guy. Other than that, we have everything covered at OCVarsity.com. I'm Jonathan Khamis. Thanks to Dan Albano. Thanks to Steve Fryer, and thanks for watching.